ist richtig.
Du willst ausschweigen, das Thema. Ich weiß, das ist schon lange überlegen. Ich will es auch mal. So. Oh no. Mal sehen, ob das was wird hier.
So, let's just put
Ah,
this
ja,
on.
okay.
Happy birthday to us!
Yay! So, we're quite excited that we do this today because, well, I've been writing a blog, some of you might know it, for quite some years now, and it's a blog about all kinds of eco-friendly topics. Do you want to help me here? But first YouTube videos are hard.
Okay.
Anyhow, first I think to calm down or to get a sugar rush and become even more hibbelig, I would say we eat some cake.
Is that a word from Hamburg?
Hibbelig?
Hibbelig.
I don't know actually.
Hibbelig.
I think it might be one of those strange German words.
Well, and another word, sorry I have to interrupt, is ein bisschen.
Bisschen is also really
Bisschen
nice.
is
Bisschen
very-
means like just a little bit.
It's a
Bisschen cake.
bisschen cake.
Bisschen cake.
It's bisschen wenig.
Bisschen wenig. Sorry, this is a small cake, but it's very dense and very rich. So actually, yeah, maybe you can take a close up of this. It's so good. It's actually my favorite cake, except all the cakes that my mom makes. That's also my favorite cakes. But this one is, yeah, I love this one. And you can, by the way, find the recipe on the blog. There you can find.
Can I remove this here?
Yeah. I thought you eat it. No?
No, I won't.
We thought today the first video basically is going to be an introduction to the whole thing, what we're going to do. And not only to eat cake, but also to let you know what we want to do in the future. And well, our plan is to do, like the blog, we want to do a lot of topics, everything that's related to eco-friendly living. We do recipes and interviews we're gonna make. We're gonna do some random acts of kindness that we're gonna film. It's not always gonna be at home at the table. Maybe that's a bit boring, but for now, for the first, no, okay, no. So yeah, that's the main thing that we want to do. And we thought for the first video, it's actually nice to introduce ourselves, who we are, because you might not know much of us.
So we have prepared 5 or maybe more questions. That I mean, I have 5 questions for you,
I
and you
do
don't
also
know,
have 5 questions for you. Yes.
and you don't know my questions.
Nope.
So you have to answer them straight away, and do not think about it too long. So, what would you say is your biggest, nicest achievement? Is it your good looks, or your long boobs, or maybe your good heart?
Thank you for saying long boobs.
Yeah, it's a big boobs,
Not large boobs, but long boobs.
It's even worse. But is there an achievement that you're quite proud of?
I think actually there is one thing I'm kind of proud of. It's because I started in my own business a few years back, and with this business I sell reusable produce bags. Wiederverwendbare Baumwollbeutelchen for the Germans. And I'm trying to oh god, I'm stuck. Okay, cut. What I actually wanted to say is that I like the thought that when people buy my bags that there's less plastic being used in the world, and I also collect a donation when selling the bags, and now twice I did already at the end of the year. I did the donation to the Ocean Cleanup Foundation.
That's a very good project.
And that actually, like, from everything I did around the business, that moment for me was always the most proud moment, because I felt like, oh, now I'm actually also doing something, and I know that this money is going to a good place, and yeah, just
And that's
knowing.
a fantastic guy. He's from the Netherlands.
Yeah, and they have a project where they create this big floating thing that you put in the ocean and it collects plastic, and I don't know, it was just for me to make this donation that I collected from all the sales that I did. It was nice to know, okay, now there's actually something happening with everything I do every day. So
It's a good achievement.
yeah, I think
it's a
there
good
was like
achievement.
there was.
if if you never do that with yourself,
Thank you.
It's very good.
So my question is basically, why do you actually want to make YouTube videos with me?
Oh, because I love you.
No, actually, and it was okay. Maybe I should have said, why do you want to do YouTube videos with me?
At all.
At all.
At all. It's the same thing that you wanted to achieve with your blog, Greenderella. I think that like making people think about certain stuff. I always wanted to like 6 years ago or something. I wanted to be a musician, and I think the reason why I wanted to make music was to have a certain message with your songs. So I wanted to change something, and I think that making a YouTube video, because I don't want to be a musician anymore, is maybe the same thing. You want to spread a certain message, you want to maybe shift something in people. This is the reason, I think, to achieve, to shift, to...
You know achieve and shift. I think that could be like a slogan, achieve and shift.
Yeah, pretty good.
Well, good answer.
So, I have one tricky question. Okay, you have to decide whether to eat or to spend time with animals, and you can only choose one. Like until the rest of your life, like until the end of your life. Do you say that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can eat or spend time with animals, and it's just one. You have to choose one.
Okay. I know there's like some meat eaters out there thinking like I would just eat an animal all my life.
Oh, that would be me.
Like, but I know there's some people that think that now. Oh my god, this is a hard question because I love food. I know that's why Karina asked me this question, because I love food.
And me too.
But actually, I would say animals, definitely animals.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for your heart, I think. That's soul food.
Yes.
All in one.
Yeah, it's soul food.
Right?
My answer was very similar to that. You know, because if you ever look an animal in the eye, I think it's just a feeling that you cannot compare with anything. So food is just boring compared to that.
Welcome back! Okay, so the next question is that I have is, if you could change one thing right now, just one thing, what would it be in the world? Do you have any power? What would you change right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's a question that's quite easy for me. I would change like hatred. I would change that hatred doesn't exist anymore, and that includes basically everything for me, because it includes that you don't harm animals anymore, that you don't harm the planet anymore. So stop hatred, and everything will be fine.
So what's the next question?
Do you think that there's an animal that looks like you?
Is there an animal that is as beautiful as me?
Or behaves like you?
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
that's...
Ooh. It would have to be an animal that eats a lot, that doesn't
Koala
like to
bear.
party. What?
Koala bear.
Koala, yeah. Yeah,
Is it
probably
the same?
koala. I would be a chilled dude koala bear.
Yeah.
I would sit all day in the trees, enjoy the view,
That's
and
perfect.
eat. Yes, I think koala is yeah, thank you for answering this for me.
Yeah, I
Thank
haven't
you.
thought of that before.
What would you be?
I think that I look like my dog, and my dog looks like me. And I think that he behaves like me as well. Or I behave like him.
Okay, so my next question for Karina would be, who would be the ultimate guest for you, or who would you like to bring to the
That's
YouTube? You know, for the future when this channel is huge, and we can ask anybody that we want to ask. Who would you ask?
I mean, I would say Leonardo DiCaprio would be a really nice choice, because I really like him. He's he does so much for the environment and stuff like that, and I think he's just a very, very good actor. So I think I would choose him.
Leo for president, that's all
Yes.
I have to say.
So my question is, do you have a favorite role model? And do you think that role models are important?
I think it's they're important, and I think I had some role models in my life that that influenced the way I think today. And I think one of them would be Jane Goodall. She's doing so much work. I'm always impressed because she's quite old already, but she's still traveling, and she's like, she has such a mission, and I admire that really, because she lives her mission. And she's still today so active and spreading the word, and I think that's fantastic. I think that's something I like to grow old with that mindset that it's never too late to change things and to spread good messages, and that you just keep fighting for what you think is right. I love her for that. Yeah,
that's true. I agree.
Yeah, and do you also have? I mean, I could probably name a few more, but let's leave it maybe with that one.
I mean, yeah, as a child, I think it's, I mean, as a young person, and I would say like from 12 to whatever, I think it's not important to have a role model, but I think it's quite nice to have a good role model. And for me that was Michael Jackson. I could always look up to everything that he did, because he preached to treat the planet differently, and I thought that was a really nice thing, and I loved him for that.
Yeah,
so I think with him, yeah.
And one thing that just came to my mind is also talking about role models, because sometimes like celebrities, I think they're nice role models to have, but sometimes it's also a bit not as real maybe, because it's still, they're far away, you can't really relate maybe. And I think what I experience in my life is that I have really good friends that I learn a lot from. It's so much easier to relate and to adapt to things that your friends do. So I think actually my probably role models really that influence me are probably my friends, I would say.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Good answer.
Okay, so my last question. Actually, it's not really a question. Maybe I could put it into a question, but I just wanted to. I want you to tell us a nice animal story you have experienced in your life.
I mean, like, first I have to say that every minute I spend with my dog is a really special, because I have this special bond with my dog. But another beautiful story is like the first time I saw an orca. Like when we did that whale watching tour in British Columbia or Vancouver Island, that was a really special moment. I mean, we had to cry.
We were all standing there, just like tears going down our face.
What is your favorite?
Yeah, I think that's definitely up there. And also another thing, we also experienced it together when we were in England. We did like a little road trip in England, and we like drive the car and look to the right and. What? Is that a llama? We were so fascinated. We went to the llamas and she said, oh, it's okay, you can go in, and so on. And we had like, actually we should maybe blend in some pictures, because we had like the laugh of our life, because they were so funny. They were like so curious, and they all looked so different and funny faces and haircuts.
It was cute. I had to laugh because they were so cute.
Yeah.
And they all looked so special. I don't know, I just love these animals.
Yeah, that was nice. Actually, this is a nice way to end the first video with llamas.
That's true.
Actually, we also look a little bit like llamas.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was fun.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
That was fun.
For me, it was really fun. I hope for you too, but for me, it was really fun, and we look forward to do our next videos.
Yes.
And stay tuned and check out the blog Greenderella. You find more infos there. You find the recipe of the cake that is not here. You find all the news. But yeah, we're gonna keep posting videos here. And
thanks for watching. See you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Bye. Cheers.
There's a door. Out. Tschüss.
Bye.
Tschüss. Adios, amigos. So, jetzt richtigen Szenen, ne? Erzähl mal. So, again, welcome. What is that?
Hier habe ich immer Refrain und das hängt
Getränk drauf und leg das auf die Gitarre drauf. Ich liebe meine Musik.
Ich liebe, ja, und dein auch.
Deine liebe auch. Deswegen sind wir ja Freunde. Oh, Carina, das finde ich ganz lieb von dir, dass du das sagst.
Ja, echt, das ist
Ja,
auch schön.
We actually didn't know if we should do this whole thing in German or in English. So we thought we do a mix of both. So we do a German English.
This is German English. We don't look nice, we are not nice, we are just...
Just the cake is nice. What would you say, Julian?
I think it's going fantastic.
Is it? Thank you. Okay. This is Julian, by the way. You can't see him, but he's.
But he's very good looking. Du kannst nicht rülpsen.
Also nicht auf Kommando, so einfach.
Nicht mal so klein. So. Nicht mal
Nee.
klein.
Oh, das
Da
kann man
muss er ein
einfach
bisschen
nicht.
üben, ja. Also, das war Pupsi. Das ist
Oh, Mäuschen, ist da aber Land mit bei? Das ist komisch, irgendwie kratzt es mich
Guck mal,
überall.
Carina, ist das ein Floh? Oh Gott, in der nächsten Folge mehr.